What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Jesse Ahmed here on YouTube and on Beantown Taste. And the Major League Baseball deadline has just recently passed. It is now 6:30, the time that I'm recording this on August 2nd. And the Red Sox made a few moves before this deadline, and we're going to just jump right into it. We're going to talk about the moves that the Boston Red Sox did and how I feel about those moves.
Ladies and gentlemen, evacuating for Boston Red Sox.
As I just mentioned, the trade deadline is over, and the Boston Red Sox sold, but at the same time, they mostly bought. The Red Sox actually mostly bought in this year's trade deadline, and we're still hearing some of the details that are coming in from the Red Sox, but we're going to jump right into each move one by one. The first move that I'm going to talk about is Christian Vazquez going to the Houston Astros for their number 12th prospect, I believe, and their number 21st prospect in their farm system. I'm going to get their names right now so I can get their entire names, but I saw this move from the Red Sox, and I first thought, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. They've waved the white flag. They're going to be selling on all the guys that are going to be up for contract extensions next season and for free agents going into free agency. They're going to be selling high on those. Oh boy, here we go. I saw one of the prospects' names for the Christian Vazquez deal. I went to go see the move for him, and let's see. I'm going to look it up right now. The Boston Red Sox traded Christian Vazquez to the Houston Astros for Emmanuel Valdez and Wilyer Abreu. Emmanuel Valdez is the number 12 prospect that I was just talking about. This guy between AA and AAA this season is having a monster year. He has 21 home runs this season. He has 77 RBIs. He has a batting average of .327, an on-base percentage of .410, and a slugging percentage of .606. So that equals to an OPS of 1.016. I really hope this dude becomes the player he is in the big leagues. I am assuming that he's close to being in the big league level. He's 23 years old. So this is kind of why that they took him in. And honestly, that's a good prospect. I'm not going to lie. That seems like a good prospect to me. The dude's hitting 21 home runs, 77 RBIs in 81 games. What's it? 81 games? No, 98 games. 82 games. My bad. In 82 games, with a batting average like that, and in slugging percentage plus, you might have something there. You honestly might have something there. I feel like that was probably going to be the best that you got for Vasquez. I don't really know too much on the Wilyer Abreu guy. The Wilyer Abreu guy, I'm going to check him right now, too, for you. He is a AA player. In 89 games, he has 15 home runs, 54 RBIs. He's batting .249 with an on-base percentage of .399 and a slugging of .459, which that gives you an .858 OPS. I don't disagree with the prospects that they got, but at the same time, you gave away your best catching option on the team. He's been one of their better bats this season, and he loves being here in Boston. The players love him in Boston, so I really don't understand why you got rid of him, unless you think you're not going to get him back in the free agent market. But he has apparently said to the media already today in his press conference with the Astros that he is willing to still go back to the Red Sox in free agency if the door is open. If the door is open, he's willing to come back to the Red Sox. And if the Red Sox know that he is willing to come back to the Red Sox on somewhat of a good contract, then this is an absolute steal for them. we learned today that Vasquez said that he would be still willing to come back to the Red Sox even after that they traded him. Maybe that's in the back of their minds. Maybe that's in the back of their minds that they can get Vasquez back. And that's going to lead me to my next guy that they did not trade away. That, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of shocked that they did not get rid of this guy. I don't have a picture of him. I forgot to put a picture up on him. But JD Martinez was not traded this deadline. I thought for sure when they got rid of Christian Vazquez, JD was gone, Nathan Eovaldi was gone, and they were going to sell high on those two guys. I thought for sure that they were going to be sellers once the Christian Vazquez move was made. And here they are. We're past the trade deadline, and they are not being moved. The Red Sox are hanging on to Nathan Eovaldi and JD Martinez. So I wonder if those two are going to be sticking around for the future, too, because you know Chaim Bloom, he's not looking for just the short term. He's looking for the long term, too. So I wonder if they are going to be keeping JD. They're going to be keeping Nate Eovaldi for the future. I don't know. But that's what it seems like. And I'm just glad. I'm glad that they are still kind of going for it in a way, even though we've been ripping on them a lot for them playing like high school baseball players and whatnot. They're still in it. They recognize they're still in it. And they didn't completely sell. They actually fooled me because I thought that they were going to fully sell, especially after getting rid of Vasquez and how they played last homestand. I thought for sure they were going to be big sellers. And that was not the case. So I kind of give them a round of applause. Maybe the public eye pressure got to them, saying, oh my God, these people don't think we know what we're doing or whatever. We need to prove to them that we are invested in this team and we think that this team can go out and compete in the playoff level. So maybe that has something to do with it. Now we're going to move on to the next two moves that the Red Sox made that I really liked. But for some reason, you guys don't really like these moves. Well, you didn't like one of the moves at first, but now because this team is paying for his contract pretty much, you love the move. So the first move I'm going to talk about, the Red Sox getting Tommy Pham. I don't know what they're going to be giving up for him. It's a player to be named later or cash. But I don't know why people don't like this move other than this reason. It was a need that they desperately needed, and now they fill it when they're at in the basement. I was telling somebody on Twitter, this is better than what they have right now in the outfield. Who else do they really have in the outfield? Don't get me started trying to tell me that Jackie Bradley's a good outfielder. He has a negative .3 WAR. I'm no genius, but if you have a negative wins above replacement, that means you're hurting your team more than you are helping them. Tommy Pham's batting .240 with 11 home runs and 40 RBIs. And he hits the ball hard. So just that alone, you have improvement in the outfield. And I've been stressing the fact that they need outfielders. They need decent outfielders. And you got a decent outfielder in Tommy Pham. I don't get why people don't like this Tommy Pham move. I don't get it. I get that you could be confusing, like, what are we doing here? Like, once you trade Vasquez and then they announced the Tommy Pham move, I understand that. But this was a good move. This is a good move by the Red Sox. I don't know how many years he's got left on his contract, but he's 35 years old. He provides some veteran leadership in the outfield. It's something you don't have. And he gives you a little bit of pop. So, again, I just don't understand why people don't like this move, other than his off-field antics, or when they see Vasquez traded and then they see that they traded for him and they're just like, what are you doing? Those are the only two reasons I understand it. But other than that, he's an above-average player. He's an above-average player. I just don't get it. I don't get the hate for this move. I like the move. And even before I heard that they were going to take on this guy's contract, I liked this move as well. Get it? Oh my god, I'm a dummy. Hold on. I am a dummy. I am a dummy. Yeah, Andrew Benintendi. I wish we got Andrew Benintendi. Eric Hosmer from the San Diego Padres. I just don't understand, again, why did people hate this move? Why? You don't have a first baseman. The only reason why you hate this move is because that this was a desperate need since the beginning of the season, and now they are finally addressing it. And they are addressing it only for one reason, because it's cheap. So, like, why? I understand that. But he is a Gold Glove first baseman. He hasn't played much this season, I don't think, so his bat isn't the same as it used to be, but it's still pretty good. He's a .270 hitter. Maybe that'll open up the door for him to give you a little bit of spark at the first base spot for offense. What would you rather have, Franchi Cordero and Bobby Dalbec still at your first base spot? I know I wouldn't. So even if they took half of his contract, I don't understand why this move was such a horrible move. And I've been hard on this front office staff. I've been really hard on this front office staff. You heard me yelling at Chaim Bloom because they traded Benintendi for peanuts. And you get 2 prospects in return for Jay Groom, who really hasn't planned out to what the Red Sox wanted him to be. This was a bona fide steal by the Red Sox. This is a bona fide steal. And it addresses a need that you desperately needed at the first base spot. So far, Chaim Bloom gets a round of applause from me for the Eric Hosmer deal and also the Tommy Pham deal. He does not get a round of applause from me from the Christian Vazquez deal unless they know something up their sleeves where Vasquez could most likely be coming back in the offseason when he becomes a free agent. If Vasquez comes back in the offseason, or if that Valdez guy turns into something, right, then you can get a round of applause from me for this deal. But until then, I don't like the Christian Vazquez move, and I don't like this move either. Reese McGuire from the Chicago White Sox, a backup catcher. Now, if you guys don't know Reese McGuire's story, just Google it. Just Google it. They gave up Jake Diekman for Reese McGuire. Jake Diekman has not been good for you this season. He just hasn't. I thought he was going to be a good relief pitcher for them, but it turns out he wasn't. So they were able to ship off his contract for a backup defensive catcher who has been known for his defense. But I'll give you a hint of what this guy's known for. They traded Diekman for Dickman. Now you can go Google it. Now you can go Google it. And to continue off of Reese McGuire, this dude's not even a good hitter. I think I saw he hits like 225, something like that, with no home runs, and like what, 20 RBI, something like that. So he's not known for his offense whatsoever. He's all in for his defense. So the Red Sox, they didn't really sell. You can't say they sold. They just sold off a piece, and that was really it. They kept J.D. Martinez. They kept Nate Eovaldi. They added Tommy Pham, a decent outfielder, who they needed a decent outfielder. And they got Eric Hosmer, who is a good defensive first baseman, while at the same time he's a pretty good bat too. So if you were to ask me, are the Red Sox better now than they were, let's say, 48 hours ago? I would say yeah, but by a little bit. Not by much. They're not better by much, but they are better than what they were 48 hours ago, I would say. So where do I expect the Red Sox to be at the end of this season? You should make the playoffs. You should make the playoffs, plain and simple. You should make the playoffs. You should be a wild card team. You should be competing for a playoff spot. And that's just that. The Eric Hosmer move and the Tommy Pham move just goes to show that you should be there. You should be in the postseason. And those are moves that should be helping you going forward. Again, losing Christian Vazquez definitely hurts. It definitely hurts the guys in the clubhouse because they loved Christian Vazquez. I loved Christian Vazquez. He's a very good catcher, and he's a very good player. He's a very good person, all in all. But I definitely think you did get a little bit better at the end of the day, but not by much. And you should be competing for a playoff spot. And once you hit the playoffs, anything happens from there on out. So that's pretty much all I got to say on the Red Sox trade deadline. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up down below. Subscribe now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. Links in the description down below. If you guys want to donate to help us go to games, my Venmo account is in the description as well. Anything helps. Appreciate all the love and support. But thank you guys for watching. It's been Jesse. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.